Hello everybody. I am currently now 38 weeks and 3 or 4 days pregnant, and I'm done with work finally. I'm getting close to having this baby. It's really feeling right now, it's hard to believe that it's gonna happen this soon. I don't know, I still have things to get through, preparing. I mean, I want to get my son a little bit more prepared with what's going to happen and how. I mean, obviously I don't know exactly when the birth will happen, obviously, unless I had a scheduled C-section. I wouldn't be able to tell, but so I'm trying to give him as much of an idea as possible as to what's going to happen and where he's going to be, depending on when it happens. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to happen, I'm going to, get up in the morning with contractions, have my husband take him to school, and then be done by the time he comes home. That would be ideal. And hopefully also weather will be cooperating, because recently we've had quite a lot of snow. That would really be unfortunate if we ended up having a huge amount of snow, and then I'd have to go to the hospital to deliver just because of that. Actually, my midwife mentioned if it's a big snowstorm or whatever, you would probably want to go straight to the hospital just in case. But anyways, I kind of doubt it's going to be the case. I saw them this morning, the midwives, I should say the midwife and her student. I've had a home birth with my son. I am planning on probably shooting a video about that. I have written it down, so I'm likely to do that video, sort of reading out loud what I wrote in the past, just because at this point it's a bit blurry in my memory. Anyway, so I had a home birth with my first. I was hoping to do a water birth with my first, but I ended up having to deliver outside of the pool. I'm hoping that things will go smoothly this time and that I can give birth in the pool. And I am likely not going to take any pictures, any videos, which is also the way that we've done the first birth. That's just a choice that my husband and I have made with the first one. And I completely enjoy watching births from other people who put them out there, and I think it's really a good idea if you're putting out there a birth that went really well, and it's just sort of a positive reinforcement that birth can be painless and easy and comfortable. There are 2 births that I'm trying to channel that I saw online. I'll probably just put the link to those 2 below. There's this lady, Genevieve from Mama Natural, that I've been following for a while now, and her second birth. I don't know, there's something about the way that she describes it, and everything that she does it comes across so very positive. It's just a breath of fresh air to listen to her tell her stories, and her birth story is really nice. And the other one is gosh, I wish I hope that I have the right name. The Candu family, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, that's also for that lady. It's also her second birth. I don't know that birth, and she has actually a few videos about the second birth, where she describes what's going on, what goes on in her mind, and she just, because it actually happens really quickly. She barely gets in the pool and then the baby starts coming out. So, but it's just so peaceful, quiet, and it's just a really positive, beautiful thing, and so I really enjoyed watching that, and I really appreciate that those two ladies and so many countless other ones are sharing that, because you want to get your mindset to what it's going to be like. You want to get an idea and get in the right mind frame, I guess. I really having a hard time with words today. I don't know why. But yeah, so that's why I've been looking at birth and stuff. I mean, it makes sense. You want to kind of get familiar with what's going to happen, which, I've been through it, but it's just a reminder. I mean, it was 4.5 years ago, so. What else? I don't have GPS this time. Woohoo! GPS is Group B strap, something like that. Basically, if you do have it, and I did have it with my first son, and you basically end up having to be hooked up to an IV with, what do you call them, antibiotics. I think it was penicillin or something like that. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I would tell anybody who is stuck with that it's not really that bad. I mean, I don't know how they handle it in hospital births, but at home, the most inconvenient part of it was that I had to go get the medicine myself, and get it, prescribed by my GP, which, whatever, it was just an extra step to get there. But once you have the IV in there, you can get it in like a dose. You can, they can just poke you and give you the one dose, and I don't remember how it goes, but I think it's every 4 hours or so that you potentially have to get it injected again. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. Just ask your doctor if you happen to need it. But yeah, I mean, I barely. So the alternate is to have an IV hooked up, and then they can just not have to find your vein again, which is probably a good idea, essentially, because you're having contractions and you're going through something pretty intense. You don't want to be distracted by that. So I don't have that this time, so no IVs. Woohoo! I don't have anything. I mean, this time around, obviously, I still have my SPD problem, which is a little bit, at this point, I'm slightly worried. I mean, because is it going to hurt more? Is it going to make a difference? I did have pain prior to giving birth the first time, but at this point, since, a couple weeks before birth, and mostly after birth, I've been having this, regular pain that comes on and off in that area, as well as, immediately after birth the first time, I was pretty much unable to walk for a couple weeks. And then in pain for a while after that. I'm just wondering this time around, because the pain started much earlier, is it going to change anything to the birthing process? Is it going to hurt more? Because my first pregnancy, my first birth was pretty painless. So, I mean, we don't know. I'm trying to stay positive and not worry about that. I'm going to be doing hypnobirthing again. I'm not really doing hypnobirthing. What it really is, I mean, the first time around, I did get the class, read all the material, and barely did any sort of practicing the way that they recommend that you do. I still have all the papers and the books and the CDs from the first time. And, basically the first time I had the CD playing in the background the whole time. During the first birth, I had the CD playing on a loop the whole time, except for the pushing phase, where you'll see in the email, you'll see in the other video. So I'll just plan to do the same. I think that it probably helped in a certain way. I don't feel like I need to go through the entire training again and get into a class again. And I don't feel like I'm, that I need to read the material and practice and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be okay without going through that again. This time around, we don't have a doula as well. I think that's also going to be okay at this point. I don't know. I was a little bit worried at first but the thing is, in the end, the first time around, a doula, she was there. She was helpful, leading up to the birth. She informed me about a lot of things, and that was helpful. She was there during the birth, but I don't feel like, I see a lot of videos of births and stories of births out there where ladies had doulas, and it seems like they were a little bit more involved than mine was. Granted, I was sort of kind of focusing and staying in my own space the whole time, not really interacting with anybody the whole time during my first birth. So of course she wouldn't, that would make sense that she wouldn't interact that much, but it just feels like it won't be necessary this time around. My midwife said today, I don't know, that's not really relevant, but she said today basically that on the 19th at 5, she is no longer on call. So they're switching to the other midwife, which I also met, which I enjoyed meeting. She was actually pretty nice. I like them both quite a bit. I don't think I have a preference as to who comes to the birth. During my first birth, I was hoping that I would get one specific midwife, and it almost feels like the birth I almost waited to give birth, you know what I mean, until she was back to being on call, and then I had, and then I gave birth with her. She was just giving me more confidence that things were going to go well. This time around, I think I trust either the same way. So yeah, but that midwife was like, you better have a baby by the 19th. I want to be at your birth. I don't want the other midwife to be there. I want to be the one who gives birth to this baby. So I thought that was pretty funny. So I have an appointment on the 17th, next Tuesday, and she's gonna check me for any signs of anything. She did offer a, whatever they call it, sweep something of the membranes, which I don't want to get. I don't want to do that. I'll get into it probably when I tell the story of my first birth. But let's just say this time around, I want to try and do as little as possible, sort of give a chance to nature to do its thing, I think I mentioned it already, but yeah, I'm in a lot of pain at this point. Rolling over in bed is painful. Getting up from a sitting position, which I should be sitting less, to be honest, but yeah, it feels actually like sitting hurts more than standing. I don't know. I'm going to physio. Oh my goodness, tomorrow I have physio. I don't know. It's a good thing that I'm thinking about it now, because I would have forgotten. I should write that down. But yeah, I'm going to physio again tomorrow. I've been not so good with exercising, but I have exercised a little bit more recently. So hopefully that's going to show. I forgot to put that picture last time, didn't I? Of the 3D ultrasound. I actually enjoy comparing this one to the first time we did the 3D ultrasound with my son. They look alike. It's very cute. Ooh, one more thing. I've been experiencing some pretty intense cramping-like feelings on the lower part of my belly. And at this point, I think most of the time it happens when I need to pee. I have a feeling that it has to do with my bladder being full and my uterus / baby just, weighing down on it, and then you get just this sharp pain. The first time it happened, it was my last day at work, and I was, it was a pretty bad day weather-wise, snow everywhere and very cold. And I had just gotten to work. I was on my way walking to work, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to be giving birth here. I have 2 hours, potentially more, but I'd have to wait for at least 2 hours to get back home if I had to travel back right away. But I figured, calm down. I'm just going to go and sit on my desk. I'm just going to slowly walk there and sit on my desk and see how the day goes. And the day went fine. It was totally fine. And then I walked back. I was thinking I should get a taxi to get back to the train station today. But then I realized, obviously it was my last day, so I ended up, spending a lot more time there, just saying goodbye to everybody. And I ended up, just sort of completely underestimating how long it was going to take to train my replacement person on a particular task that I had saved for the end of the training of the week. And I thought it was going to take about an hour, but it took like 4 hours. So I started at, anyways, I ended up staying late, and so I thought, do I want to take a taxi, wait 10 minutes for it to pick me up, and then get to the train, or do I want to just start walking, get to the train, sooner, get into at that point I wasn't familiar with what, schedule the train had, and, whether or not I'd have a train soon if I got there right away, or, sometimes after a certain hour, they're less frequent, so I didn't want to risk, being too late. Anyways, so I'm walking, like 3/4 of the way, the cramping starts again, a major sharp pain, and I am just incapable of, of walking properly. I'm just literally making my way very slowly. Like, I had to cross a street that's got like 3 lanes on either side, and I'm crossing this way, and I barely made it. I started walking across the street when it said, it said start walking, and I had no time left by the time I was on the other side. So in the the lights were gonna go green on the other side. And you're like, okay, I can make this, I can do this, I can make it to the other side. Come on, I can do it. Gosh, I just realized right then that I had really, it was really the right call to stop working when I did, because I just didn't have it in me to walk again, to commute for 2 hours, and that including 10 to 15 minute walking in the snow and all that. And it was awesome that I did, because the Monday, first Monday after that was a snow day. 2 Mondays ago. Terrible storm, and yeah, we ended up all staying home. My son's school was closed. It never happened before. My husband stayed home from work and everything, so yeah, it was definitely the right call. Yes, I guess I should do the belly, and then I'll say goodbye, and then I'll do the other video. Okay, so here we go. This is, I'll just up it. This is my 38 weeks and 3 or 4 days pregnant belly from the front. I have an outie now. It didn't happen the first time around, but this time it's sticking out. Yeah. Oh, boy. So that's it. It's really bright, isn't it? So again, I'm hoping that all you ladies are having healthy and comfortable pregnancies. And maybe at this point you're giving birth or you've had a baby. It's coming soon. It does, end at some point. That being said, it is quite possible that I could give birth anytime now. So if you don't hear from me for a little bit, don't be worried. If you have any comments, you want to like the video, or if you want to ask questions or tell me something that I should mention, or you want to tell me how you're doing and how your pregnancy is going, and just leave it in the comments below. I will try to get up to date on all the ladies that I've been following, which is there's a lot of videos that I've missed. I don't know if I'll get to it all, but I'll try to visit. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.